2 more hostages were released from Hamas.
Next season, you may be able to take your flu vaccine at home.
The Texas Rangers took the dub against the Houston Astros. Coming up.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Kayla Bumpus.
And I'm Chris Goodwin.
A catastrophic train crash in Bangladesh claimed the lives of at least 17 people on Monday night. The following day, 26 people were found injured by rescuers and volunteers. The crash occurred when a passenger train was hit by a cargo train bound for the southeastern city of Chattogram. While the cause of the crash is still unclear, train accidents are unfortunately not uncommon in Bangladesh due to poor railroad monitoring, poor signaling, and bad railroad track conditions. The incident is still under investigation.
At least 7 people were killed in LA Monday morning. A dense fog led to a massive 158 vehicle pileup, creating many challenges for first responders on the scene. 25 people were injured and the number of fatalities may increase. David Jones has the story.
As the war between Israel and Hamas escalates, President Joe Biden will meet with Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Wednesday, according to Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
The United States and Israel have agreed to develop a plan that will enable humanitarian aid from donor nations and multilateral organizations to reach civilians in Gaza, and them alone, including the possibility of creating areas to help keep civilians out of harm's way.
Blinken adds that Biden will, quote, reaffirm the United States'
I was lucky to look around campus to see ways that Mean Green truly stays green. Let's take a look. Can drastically help us deal with the current climate crisis. There are many ways to significantly and easily cut down water usage. For example, it takes 1,800 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef, because cows produce a very large water footprint. You can decrease your water footprint by avoiding red meats. An easy way to do this is to try some delicious vegetarian options at Mean Greens. This dining hall is entirely vegan, which reduces your meal's water footprint significantly. This dining hall is located in Maple Hall and even has vegan ice cream, which I would say definitely makes it worth the trip. The University of North Texas has done an outstanding job of keeping our campus green. Apogee Stadium is the very first college football stadium run entirely on wind turbines, which gives it its very own inexhaustible source of electricity. Using wind turbines to supply the stadium with energy saves millions of gallons of water because wind turbines require little to no water to generate electricity. By making small intentional decisions, we can make a difference to conserve water. Stay green, Denton.
It has been 2 weeks since the war between Israel and the Hamas started. CNN reporter Jake Taper takes a look inside an Israeli airport and see how people are managing during these difficult times.
My sister killed. She go to run next to Kibbutz Erez, between Erez and ntTV Asara, and she's not back. And I just buried her last week.
At the Tel Aviv airport, what would be normal arrivals and departures are now, 16 days after the horror of October 7th, punctuated by the emotions of war. Some coming now to join the fight, and those leaving, searching for escape.
I don't have home anymore. I don't know where we're going to live.
Elena Barr had just buried her sister, Naomi. She was killed while out on a run near Kibbutz Erez. Elena had also survived the attack on her own kibbutz near Netanya.
We're lucky. We're alive. because we have a 16 terrorism in my kibbutz. We're lucky. I say thank you, God, באמת.
After much more than 2 weeks of war and facing a much longer future of uncertainty, some families are looking to flee.
We decided to leave for a while because we live here in Ashkelon. It's like a tough time to be here now with kids especially. I have 2 boys, so having a chance to live and stay in safe place for a while, so we decided to go.
Some people are just arriving in Israel from all over the world. They've been moved to come and try to help in any way they can.
I came to help. I'm a volunteer. I brought 400 pounds worth of supplies for the soldiers. We're going to drop them off, and then I'm going to volunteer in a hospital. Felt like I had to do something, felt like I had to get up. I volunteered here before, and I just knew I had to come.
Others are trying to return to normal, saying the last few weeks have been a reminder to celebrate life and love.
My son is getting married here Thursday night. We're forging ahead, and it's a big simcha, big joy. And, Jews are jugglers. So we're juggling the pain, the sorrow with the joy. And it seems like you have to do both at the same time. You have to juggle.
Well, Chris, it may not totally feel like fall yet, but we are definitely getting the rain I know I have been waiting for.
See, Kayla, unlike you, I hate the rain, and so far it looks like it's going to be a dreadful week full of it. So let's take it to our weather anchor, Sebastian Nav, and see if my hunch is right. Sebastian.
Thanks, y'all. So right now we're gonna take a look at our current conditions outside. As you can see, it's 74 degrees on paper, but it feels more like 76. It's gonna be a cloudy bit of a day, and we're gonna have 6-mile-an-hour wind speeds. But we're gonna take a look ahead towards tonight's condition, and as you can see, it's gonna drop down to about 70. It's gonna feel like 70, but it's still gonna be a little bit cloudy, and we're gonna have 14-mile-an-hour wind speed. So it is gonna be a little bit extra chilly tonight. But we're gonna take a look ahead towards tomorrow's conditions. It's gonna warm up to about 82. It's gonna feel more like 81, but it's gonna be rainy, and we're gonna have a 14-mile-an-hour wind speed. So it's gonna be a bit of an ugly day tomorrow. That's all I have for this first look at weather. Stay tuned for my full look later on in the show.
Learn how to combat loneliness and seasonal depression.
And find out how a local Dentonite is making her living from TikTok.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon. Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove. I'm not sure.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
6,800 union members walked out of UAW's largest plant on Monday morning. This new target comes after the UAW president said that negotiation progress has been made. CNN's Emily Schmidt has more.
The United Auto Workers Union calls what happened Monday in Sterling Heights, Michigan, a surprise strike. 6,800 union workers moving from work at Stellantis to the picket line in the latest move in a larger strike heading into week 6.
We just felt like it was time to turn it up. So today was this choice, and we'll see what tomorrow brings.
It's the second surprise move in as many weeks, the first against Ford October 11th. This one, the UAW says in a statement, comes as Stellantis has, quote, the worst proposal on the table, trailing Ford and General Motors on issues including wage progression, temporary worker pay, and cost of living adjustments. Stellantis responded with its own statement, saying it's outraged and that it had offered a new improved deal to the union last week with no counterproposal in return. A CNN poll conducted by SSRS earlier this month found Americans overwhelmingly side with union members in their strike against the major auto companies. There are now more than 40,000 UAW members on strike and thousands of additional Big Three layoffs. Anderson Economic Group estimates members on strike or those who've been laid off have lost nearly $500 million in wages.
We can stop this now.
Ford's executive chair said the strike was at a crossroads when he spoke publicly last week. This week, UAW's president says companies need to act to avoid more surprises.
Either come to the table and take care of your membership or get ready, because more is coming.
I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
There's a chance you may be able to take your flu vaccine at home starting next year. The FDA is reviewing an application for a nasal spray vaccine called Flu Mist that can be self-administered at home. This spray has been on the market in the U.S. since 2003. Patients would still need to go through an online pharmacy system to order the vaccine, which would then be shipped to their home. The CDC recommends everyone aged 6 months and older get a seasonal flu vaccine every year, but still fewer than half Americans get vaccinated.
Nearly 1 in 4 people worldwide feel lonely. According to a new survey done by Met Gallup, the rates are highest in young adults. The World Health Organization and U.S. Surgeon General have warned about the dangers of loneliness. It can have a negative impact on both mental and physical health. To combat loneliness, experts recommend learning to be more comfortable in your own company, along with trying to open up to people you know.
That's good advice. And you know, this rainy weather now is the perfect time to stay indoors and really get to know your roomies or your quiet next door neighbors.
Well, Kayla, to be honest, I'm not really trying to get to know my neighbors right now because this morning I almost had quite the fall on the slippery ground outside my apartment. Let's check back in with Sebastian and see if we should expect this rain to linger around much longer. Sebastian?
Thanks, guys. So we're going to take a look ahead at the conditions around the North Texas area, home of the American League champion Texas Rangers. So you can see it's going to be low 70s, mid 70s all across the region, 74 in Denton, 75 down in Dallas, and 71 all across the northern areas of the region. Now we're taking a look ahead towards the conditions of the rest of the state of Texas. You can see 69 down in Abilene, 64 up in Amarillo, and it's 81 down in that Blech kind of a city down in Houston. But now we're taking a look ahead towards our conditions for the rest of the week. And as you can see, it's going to be 80s throughout the rest of this week. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be cloudy. So it's going to be kind of a gloomy kind of week. It's going to be 86 on Saturday and 88 on Sunday for the weekend. And for all of you who like to go trick-or-treating on next Tuesday for Halloween, it's going to be 67 with a low of 54. So be prepared for some rain. So as we speak of all the gloomy weather that we have, this time we mentioned something called seasonal depression, which is also known as seasonal affective disorder, which affects around 11 million Americans annually. It often emerges as fall and winter approach, with shorter days and cooler temperatures triggering mood changes. To prevent or help with feeling sad, practice enjoying the little things that make you happy. Plan out your favorite activities, establish routines, and prioritize self-care, and consult a healthcare professional. Engaging in less overwhelming tasks when feeling down is crucial to giving yourself the space you need to breathe. Spending time with friends, family, or even pets is helpful to remind you of the support system that is around you. Even wearing your favorite outfit can improve your mood, which for me today is going to be my Texas Rangers jersey. Understanding and adopting these strategies can help you combat seasonal depression, ensuring a brighter and more enjoyable winter season. That's all I have for this full look at weather. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thank you, Sebastian. Many weather experts are predicting a very cold winter this year. If you recall, the past 2 winters have been incredibly harsh. I went to see how on-campus services are preparing the school for this chilly season. Everyone knows Texas has crazy hot weather, much like this summer, but now Texas is expected to have its third record-breaking cold winter. Just last year, North Texas suffered many rolling power blackouts. Since Winter Storm Uri, the Denton Municipal Electric has been working on adding more circuits to the power grid to help assist with more efficient rolling blackouts and cut down on the amount of time that residents are left without power. Luckily for students, UNT's facilities are already one step ahead, preparing for the winter with planning committees collaborating with other UNT partners and the Denton community, such as emergency and safety teams, as well as the National Weather Service.
So any kinds of plans that we have will start with our emergency management team. So they've been giving us regular updates right now just about what's expected in this coming winter, which could be really, really harsh, and we've had a couple of harsh years behind us as well. The things that we would always do normally, whether or not we're expecting harsh weather, includes our facilities folks, especially our heating, air, the HVAC team, going around and checking all of our buildings, making sure everything's running efficiently, filters are being replaced, making sure that any work that needs to be done is actually being done right now.
With UNT and Denton changing their infrastructure to combat the cold, it seems that the Texas climate itself is going through some changes as well.
So I think that we should definitely pay attention to this climate change, right? The reason is because people usually think about the global warming. Oh, why winter is still very cold, right? So you think, oh, global warming should be winter is still warm. No, it's not, right? Because when you have climate change, temperature increase, that will increase water vapor in the atmosphere because warm air can hold more moisture. Then your atmosphere got a large energy. Then your digestion can fluctuate, move very fast. That will cause extreme temperature, extreme weather pattern.
The fall has only begun, but the frenzy to prepare for the winter is already on everyone's mind.
From the young age of 4 years old, Lila Whittington had always expressed an adoration for sewing. Since both her grandmothers were seamstresses, they were ecstatic to indulge in her interest. Even now, at the age of 27, her passion for sewing has not even begun to dull. Lila now shares her love and knowledge of sewing to the Denton community and further by creating content on TikTok. Lila creates free sewing tutorials and workshops and offers sewing tips to her 85,000 followers on the app. Lila began teaching the art of sewing at Texas Women's University, and after received great feedback, people began requesting private lessons. Lila was elated at the responses to her workshops and content and says, especially for women my age, I would say you are never too old to learn something new. Lila's guidance has led to people young and old exploring this new hobby and inspiring young people to be fearless and get creative. She says her main priority is, I really want as many people to learn how to sew as possible because I know how much it has changed my life.
National Food Day is today. Learn how you can celebrate.
And find out all about the spooky festivities this week, coming up after the break.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and is hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
Are you behind on your credit hours? Got more time on your hands this winter? Then you need to sign up for winter sessions. Do not delay, sign up today. Visit registration.unt.edu/winter session for more information or see your advisor.
Once all this rain clears, I'm positive everyone's going to need a good car wash. Our segment anchor, Kayla Ali, has a perfect festive car wash for you.
Thanks, Chris. Last Friday, I went to Tommy's Express Car Wash for their Tunnel of Terror event. Let's take a look. This last weekend, I had the opportunity to visit Tommy's Express car wash event, located right here in Denton.
I'm David Adrians. I'm with Tommy's Express Car Wash. I'm the GM here and also the area general manager in the DFW area. We had a great event today, the Tunnel of Terror. It's just a community event that we're doing every year to just be a part of the community and just have a lot of fun, bring in business, bring awareness to how important it is to wash your car for protection.
This event was a lot of fun. The actors were truly in character. There were moments I was genuinely scared. I really enjoyed the color scheme and the overall theme of the car wash. It was very pleasing to watch.
So have a bunch of high school students here from different programs that we are donating money to. So we just believe that here at Tommy's Express that being part of the community is very important. We just like to support that.
The Haunted Wash will be available again Friday and Saturday, October 27th and 28th from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. I have to say, I had a great experience and my car looked amazing afterwards. I will definitely be back once this rain clears for another wash. This is the last weekend the Tunnel of Terror event will be going on, so make sure to stop by. Back to you guys at the desk.
Chris, what's your favorite holiday?
Well, considering Halloween's just now coming up, I would have to say that.
Me too. Well, I hope our live reporter, Kelsey Clark, has some information on how we can celebrate leading up to Halloween. Kelsey?
Guys, we're exactly a week away from spooky festivities, and I don't know about you, but I am so excited. From celebrating Day of the Dead to partying it up on Halloween, there is so much to do this weekend. Let's take a look. Denton's Day of the Dead Festival is on Friday and Saturday this week and is located outside East Hickory and Industrial Street. There's lots of things to do at this festival, including perusing the pumpkin patch, cheering on your favorite team in the coffin race, and enjoying the Twilight Parade. And this is your last chance to get your fix of Halloween movies for this year's spooky season. Closing out the October month, we have the premiere of Five Nights at Freddy's this Friday. The movie is showing at Movie Tavern, Alamo Drafthouse, and Cinemark 14. Theaters are encouraging moviegoers to dress up, and Insomnia Cookies is even selling a cookie pizza to celebrate the film's release. Another exciting thing happening this weekend, UNT is hosting our homecoming game against Memphis Tigers this Saturday. I know I'm going to all these events and I cannot wait to see you all there. It's raining, so I'm going to go back inside, but that's all for me today. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kelsey. I will for sure add those events to my weekend to-do list. I'll put it right after my lunch at Mr. Chopsticks, which, by the way, Chris, is my favorite restaurant in Denton. They have the best tofu fried rice.
That's got me thinking about my favorite restaurant, Chili's. You know, today is National Food Day, so you're trying to make some plans out to the show. When would be a better time to splurge on your favorite foods than today?
What? I mean, when would be a better time to splurge than today? I hope I see everyone out and about eating their favorite foods too. I am heartbroken about the Astros ending their season, Chris. Hopefully they'll have better luck next year and getting into the World Series.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, Kayla. But you know who is still going strong? The Rangers. That's right, the Texas Rangers are going off to the World Series, and our sports anchor, Jordan Lindsay, has more about the Rangers' excitement.
Thanks, guys. The Rangers had an outstanding performance to close out the series against the Astros. We'll provide you with the news after the break.
Hey Alex, this guy on the internet says he wants to give me money.
That sounds suspicious.
What do you mean?
Typically, strangers who promise you money on the internet have their own best interest in mind. They often use bounced checks, which will disappear shortly after depositing, but not before they've asked for some money in return.
So he doesn't really want to spoil me?
No.
Well, then what should I do?
The best way to handle it is to block and report the suspicious message, or even consult local law enforcement if you've already fallen victim.
So I guess we aren't going to Key West for spring break.
No.
What's wrong? Are you stuck in your paper?
Pretty much. I haven't written anything in like an hour.
Why don't you check out the Writing Center at UNT?
Well, how do I meet up with them?
All you have to do to make an appointment is visit the Writing Center's website and either call the number or email writingcenter@unt.edu. The appointment is 30 minutes long, and the trained tutors will be able to help with brainstorming, correcting grammar, ensuring clarity, and a wide range of services. They also do walk-in appointments.
That sounds awesome. I'm gonna check them out.
So, when's this paper due?
30 minutes.
For more information, visit the UNT Writing Center's website.
Yeah, it's 6 pages.
The Texas Rangers dominated Game 7 against the Houston Astros in an 11-4 win. Rangers outfielder Adolis Garcia had an amazing game, going 4 for 5 with 2 home runs and a 5 RBI. The Rangers now move on to the World Series, where their opponent is still undecided between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Arizona Diamondbacks, who will be playing their Game 7 tonight. The Astros were not the only ones suffering defeat last night. A man reportedly lost nearly $8 million betting on the Astros game. The man is identified as Jim Makingvale, who goes by Mattress Mac. If the Astros were to win Game 7, Mattress Mac would have been set to earn a whopping $51 million in bets. The start of the NBA regular season kicks off tonight with a doubleheader. We will see a conference finals rematch between the defending champion Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers in Denver. Following that game is a battle between a loaded Phoenix Suns team and the 2022 champion Golden State Warriors in Golden State. Milwaukee Bucks star forward Giannis Antetokounmpo agreed to a 3-year contract extension that is worth up to a whopping $186 million. The new contract begins at the start of the 2025-2026 season with a player option of $66.8 million for the 2027-2028 season. That is all for sports. Now back to you at the desk.
An Iowa woman keeps and releases butterflies. Here is a glimpse into her world filled with beautiful wings fluttering about.
Wilma Hoekstra is 99 years old, but she's loved monarch butterflies since she was a young girl.
I was kind of a bug kid. We would catch little creatures to keep them in matchboxes.
She began raising butterflies when she moved to Iowa, nurturing them from tiny little eggs.
There, he says, you see, I can fly. I can fly.
To the moment they spread their wings. As a teacher, she uses them as a tool.
I just felt the monarch butterfly had such a beautiful story, such a cycle of life that we all could follow even in our own lives.
They hold lessons about sacrifice.
They lay their eggs, and then usually in about 2 months or so they're dead, but they're caterpillars. The little ones are growing. These are the ones now that will go all the way to Mexico for winter, then come back to Texas in the early part of May and June and start the cycle all over again.
And lessons about kindness.
Why would you destroy something so beautiful just because it's ugly at a point in its life?
She even wrote a book to pass on those lessons to her grandkids. Surrounded by her family, Wilma released her latest group of monarchs.
My prayer is that I can be here a year from now, but otherwise this is my it'll be a grand farewell. But I know where they're going and I know where I'm going. So, you know, it's maybe see you later. This is love. This is love. Bye-bye.
In Pella, Alyssa Gomez, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
Thanks for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here at North Texas Television.